Hello, it's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts. It's Easter Sunday, and usually on Sunday we get home from church. I make my video in my church clothes, and then I change into my at-home clothes, make dinner, take a nap. Things got all mixed up today. I was not feeling well right after church, got home, and just wiped out in my chair. It was 10 to 12, and I said to my husband, "Oh, I gotta go start on dinner." And he goes, "Oh, you can wait. You can wait till 1 o'clock." Okay. So I put the chair back, pulled the blankets up. I didn't wake up till 1:15. I definitely needed it. I was just wrung out from um, issues. So we had sort of a late lunch, and then I did my puzzle proofing assignment, my quota for the day. I only have 3 pages left to do for tomorrow when the puzzle assignment is due. 2 of the 3 puzzles are the ones that I really, really don't like. I just kept skipping over them, and now it's time to pay the piper. I have to do those tomorrow. So once I got those done, I did a little bit of progress on today's freebie of the day. And then it seemed like I just got my second wind. Went out to the kitchen and got all the dinner dishes done, and I made my kombucha for this week, and I have a baked oatmeal in the oven for our dinner, and I tidied things up in the kitchen. Just ta-da! So now hopefully I'll get a bunch done between now and bedtime, which will probably be close to midnight because I took like an hour and a half nap. And I have my water so that hopefully I do not end up in any coughing fits. So yesterday, my freebie of the day was a pattern from my friend Katie over at Yarn Society. She released this pattern a while ago, and I kept saying, I want to make that. I want to make that. And it's taken me a while. So sorry, Katie, that I didn't hop right on this as soon as you released it. That's the long tail that can like wrap around your kitty. This is the sad kitty. Sad little kitty. See that sad face? Because it's a light color, the white that I put around the eyes isn't really showing up to give it as you can't really see the sad expression in her eyes. And now these whiskers are starting to. Poor kitty can't even keep her whiskers straight. Look at that. Oh, poor kitty. But it's my kitty. She's so cute. I want to make more of these. And I definitely would make them in a darker color where the white highlight will show up better. I'll try getting a picture of her in the light box. And if the eyes show up a little better in the light box, then I'll put a picture up there of her. If she's washed out in the light box too, then maybe I'll still put a picture up there because she's cute. So last night, was it last night that Lori did a surprise live? Lori the Armchair Chef did a surprise live, and I was multitasking. I was watching a video for a tutorial on YouTube and typing up, okay, here's round 13, here's round 14, and I was working on my Grand Ami Venture, one of the patterns that my granddaughters picked out the colors for. I'm working on the Ankylosaur. I'm making good progress on that. And I was watching Lori. So I got 2 different patterns typed up and ready to roll this week. I don't know if they qualify for my freebie of the day. Because I think both of them are a little bit bigger than I can easily do in one day. But eventually I want to get these done. I've got my meals planned for the week. I've got my shopping list started, hoping to hold off on shopping until Friday. It's funny, it used to be that I would always shop on Friday, just one day per week. And then I started working a job where Monday was my day off, so I switched it to Monday. And now I'm trying to switch back to Friday again. When my kids were little, before I was working, we would call it the Friday fridge, where you open up the fridge, like, oh, there's no milk, there's no eggs, there's no lunch meat, there's no fruit, no vegetables, you're out of everything. Well, there's the Friday morning fridge, where everything's empty, and then the Friday afternoon fridge, where I've been shopping, and you can't find anything because the fridge is so stuffed. So we're sort of in the middle right now. Like, I finished off some creamer with breakfast, and we finished off some leftovers. So you can find stuff a little bit better. But it's just funny how, I don't know, before, when I was shopping a couple days a week, just, okay, Monday is my day out, and then Friday I'll go out and get some fish, and, oh, I'm going over here, so I'll get that. Just shopping once a week. Sometimes the fridge gets so loaded up. And then after we finish off a few things, it's like, oh, this is nice. You can actually find stuff in here. And then go shopping. It's the same way again. And that's not about crocheting, but yeah, you can identify. I am just, looking at my lists and saying, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. I want to do that. But it seems like there's just no time for stuff. I don't know where all my time is going. I guess I need to work better on time management. I have a design idea that I really want to work on. I think I have 5 different patterns. That I would like to put on my blog. I have one pattern that's a mess that needs to be worked on. And I have 1,242 patterns that are just sitting around here saying, make me, make me, make me, make me. So it's tough to figure out what to do next. But I am having fun with a freebie a day keeps the boredom away. I think I've found some more favorite patterns. We'll have to see if they do well at markets. And I'm pulling yarn from my shelves here, and so far, have I avoided yarn purchases in April? I can't remember when I went to Joann's and got that one skein of silver yarn. Then I went to Michael's and I bought yarn because I was supposed to get $5 off with a $15 purchase, but the items that I bought were clearance, and you couldn't get the $5 off if you bought clearance. Sales can get me in trouble sometimes. I've seen, Michael's kept sending me emails like, all of our yarn is 30% off. It's like, nope, 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 stay strong, stay strong. And then I heard that Joann's yarn is up to 30% off. Nope, nope, nope. And Hobby Lobby does it every other week. Nope, stay strong. Use what you've got. If my May show goes really, really well, like if it's a top 10 show, maybe then I will allow a little yarn splurge. I think it might have to be a top 10. I don't think I have my stats here. I've got everything but. There's one. These are the ones I already did. Nope. Don't have my list of shows. I'll have to look that up. I think if I had over $500 in sales, it would probably end up in the top 10. But I would have to look at my files to find out. So I'll put up here exactly how much I have to have at my next show to make it a top 10 show. And if it's a top 10 show, I get to splurge a little bit on yarn. Not a big like $100 order from Hobby like I did last July after Street Fest was my best show ever. Not something like that. Just like before I make my bank deposit, go to the thrift store and see if there's some stuff there. Maybe stop by Joann's and see how their yarn aisle looks. But then I look around here like there's a lot to use up. I have to be careful that I don't become a yarn hoarder. I am, 60? I'm going to be 64. 64 in June. So I don't know how many more years I'll have to crochet. My grandmother lived to over 100. So there is some longevity on my mom's side of the family. My grandmother on my father's side of the family passed away from a heart attack when she's just a few years older than I am right now. It's hard for me to think that I am almost as old as Grandma B was. She looked older when she was in her mid-60s. I was going to say, she had, her hair was all gray, and then it's like, yeah, honey, what's that back there, honey? What's that color back there? So, yeah, I need to be strong and stay away from the yarn sales. Just use up what I've got. That's how I'm feeling today. I was on Temu. I filled up my cart because Temu was like, oh, if you buy 4 things from this, we'll give you $400. But then I researched it, and it's like they don't give you like a $400 deal. It's like they'll give you, here's $20 off if you spend $100. Here's $30 off if you spend $150. And they send you a whole mess of offers that are $20 or $30 that add up to $500. So it's like, oh yeah, we'll give you $400, but you might have to spend like $5,000 in order to get it. So I got out of there. Forget the stuff in my cart. No, I'll just behave. Right, kitty? I made this with a double strand of worsted weight yarn because she uses bulky yarn. I didn't have any bulky yarn up on my chair at the moment. So this is a sort of grayish, I thought it was brown, but now it's looking very gray back here. Although the lighting, it's getting sort of dark outside and the lighting in here is not all that bad, all that good. It's just sort of a tweedy yarn, 2 strands together. I still have some left, so I can probably make a pretty good chicken too. Okay, I feel like I'm rambling. I need to go work on today's freebie of the day and get that finished. And maybe I can finish the body of the Ankylosaurus. I've got the head done, and I think I'm just about to start the decreases on the body. Then I just have to make the 4 legs, the tail, and the shield, and I'll be all done. Bye bye.